So you made a commitment earlier this year that you were gonna buy a home in 2024. In this video here today, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to buy a house in 2024 in 9 easy steps. So stick around, we're getting started with it right now. What is going on, everyone? It's Adam Taylor back again with another video all about living here in Maryland. Today, we're gonna show you the path in 9 easy steps on how you can purchase a home in 2024. Now, maybe you've purchased a home before and you're like, oh, I've got that. Yeah, I don't need this guy's advice. Or maybe it's a first time purchase for you. Well, guess what? Things have changed from buying a home in the past because of so many things that have happened in our market here recently. We've got interest rates on the rise. We've got sales prices going through the moon. And guess what? We don't have many houses out there for you to purchase in the first place. So how do you get through it all? Well, we're gonna knock it out right now in 9 easy steps, and we'll start out with number 1. All right, step number 1, it's an easy one, and you may have guessed it, but it's show me the money. And the reason I'm saying that is because when you're going out to purchase a home, guess what? You're gonna need cash to purchase a home. Now, I know you veterans out there might be saying, well, I have my VA loan and I don't have to put anything down. You don't have to put anything down. You are absolutely correct, but you still got closing expenses that you're probably gonna have to come out of pocket with. So what you've gotta do here is you've gotta get your financing in order right away. And what that means is connecting with a local real estate agent, if you haven't done so already, asking for a referral, here's the key word, to a local mortgage lender. You can go online and you can get an instant approval with all of these different websites out there, but you know what? When a real estate agent sees it on the local level, it's meaningless paper that you're providing because, quite honestly, many real estate agents don't want to work with internet-based lenders. Sad to say it, or it's a fact, guys. I mean, ask around. This is how it really is in real life. And my goal here is to give you a plan, a guide on how to do this the right way so that you have the least hiccups possible when purchasing a home. So connect with a local lender. When you get to that lender, you give them all of your information and your goal is to get pre-approved, not just pre-qualified. Now, the difference being that when you do a mortgage pre-approval, you're supplying the mortgage lender with your pay stubs, your W-2s, your bank statements, and anything else, including a DNA sample. Huh? I'm just kidding about that, but that they may need. And it's gonna feel like an interrogation, quite honestly. You're gonna feel like a flashlight shining right on you and that you're under the spotlight and being scrutinized for everything that you've done in the past. Guess what? It's not all about you. It's not them singling you out. This is what has to happen. We all go through this. Now, once you get this pre-approval, you need to look at all the loan options out there. Now, our grandparents, they told us, go get a 30-year fixed rate mortgage and pay it off and you'll be good to go. I need you to ask yourself a question right here, right now. Am I gonna stay in this house for 30 years? If the answer is no, or you know you're not gonna have that mortgage for 30 years, I'm looking out for your best interests, but you're gonna overpay with a 30-year fixed rate mortgage because you're never gonna use this stinking thing. You're not gonna be there 30 years. You're gonna refinance when rates go lower. So here's what I wanna do, and Dave Ramsey's gonna come punch me in the mouth here in 2 seconds when I tell you to go look at adjustable rate mortgage options. Now, if you understand adjustable rate mortgages, you can use an adjustable rate mortgage wisely to purchase a home. My friends, this is what the rich do. They really know how to finance homes and finance properties because they've educated themselves. And in my doing this video, I hope to educate you on this. Now, do your own due diligence on adjustable rate mortgages, but here's how they work. Most adjustable rate mortgages either are fixed, meaning the rate is not going to change for the first 3, 5, 7, 10, or 15 years. Yes, some of the credit unions I work with here locally in Maryland, they have products that are fixed for 15 years. That means the interest rate will not change. Okay, so I want you to ask yourself this. Is a couple $100 savings each and every month more important to you, knowing that you're not going to be there the full 30 years? If it is, you gotta look at these options. Just look at them, know what you're getting yourself into, but I want you to explore them. Next thing, I want you to ask the lender, any special programs that I can qualify for? If you're moving here for the first time, there are Maryland first-time homebuyer programs that you may qualify for, directly through the state of Maryland. Great stuff. I can connect you with all of our lenders. They can give you the details on these specific programs. And this video is not to go into that detail today. Just know that there are options out there. There are grant programs out there. There's a ton of stuff. You know, we've got something called Live Near Your Work in Baltimore City. If you live within the city limits and your company participates in this, you can potentially get a grant. And then finally, the last thing. what are we all waiting for? The magical pre-approval or pre-qualification letter. That's what you want to walk out with, because when you come and contact my team and I, we're going to need that mortgage pre-qualification letter to work on your behalf to submit any offer that you may want to put in. Step number 2, all right, this is the big one. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna tighten up your wallet, your purse strings, you're gonna tighten up your credit. And here's why I'm saying this, because I want you to get the best financing terms possible. So maybe something happened, you signed up for a credit card many years ago when you were in college and you bought 200 pizzas for your frat and your credit got destroyed because of that incident. Here's what you gotta do. You gotta be an adult and you gotta clean up your credit report and work directly with the lender to get that done. And this is gonna happen in that pre-qualification phase. But I want to make a separate step of the credit report for this exact reason. I want you to save as much money as possible and qualify for the best term. So if it requires you cleaning up your credit report, go do it, because 0.25% over 30 years is gonna make a big difference in your payment, in the amount of money that you shell out, than it would be just to pay for the bad debt that you may have. Maybe it's a doctor's bill, something small. Just go knock it out and take care of it. Second thing, when you're talking with the lender about these things that you need to work on in your credit report, ask them if they have a rescore tool. So here's the cool thing that they can do. These models that the lenders work with on credit reports, they can systematically tell you how to get your credit score to a certain level. Now, typically, you will qualify for the best financing terms from any lender if your credit score is above 740. And your goal should be to work towards that number or as high as you possibly can, because at each level, like 680 to 700 is one tier, then 700 to 720 is another tier, and then 720 to 740 is another tier, and then you pretty much have 740 and above, and you're gonna get the best terms. You want to get yourself up to that next bracket or two so that you can save money and get better terms on your financing. And like I said, these lenders, they have magical tools that can say, you know what? Hey, you've got this Visa card, you've got this doctor bill, and you got Target credit card. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to pay Target off, knock out the doctor bill, and put $2,000 on the Visa bill. And that's gonna bring your score up 35 points. Guys, that's a big shift. And one of my lending partners just did this for one of my customers that's relocating here from New York. And quite frankly, it's the only way the deal is getting done, is because of the lender jumping in, using their expertise and the tools that they have to help folks increase their credit score. So guys, ask the lender about rescoring, even if you have good credit, because you want to get the best terms on any financing you may need. Now, before I jump into step 3, if this is your first time to our channel, number 1, I want to welcome you. My name is Adam Taylor. I run the Living in Baltimore, Maryland channel. And on this channel, we talk about all things Maryland. We talk about living here, working here, chilling here, and most importantly, getting out and having some fun in the great state of Maryland. So if you're interested in learning more, please consider hitting that subscribe button down below. It's the one that looks like the one right over my shoulder here. Don't forget to give the little bell a click. That way you're alerted every time we put out another video just like this one. Now, as I mentioned all the time, my team and I, we're receiving phone calls, text messages, and emails from folks all over the world looking to make a move right here, and we absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about making a move, we want you to reach out to us, because we want to help you find that awesome home that you've been dreaming of here in the great state of Maryland. So please give us a call, shoot us a text message, send us an email, or better yet, schedule your own one-on-one Zoom appointment using the link down in the description below. That way you and I can hop on a call face-to-face. We'll get to know your needs, see what we can do to help you out, and plan this whole home buying strategy out for you. So again, we want to help. Reach out to us as soon as you can. Now let's get back in, and let me give you step number 3 to keep this train moving. All right, step number 3 is only going to apply to those of you that presently own a home. And here's what it is. I want you to work with the mortgage lender, if you are comfortable with finding a way to purchase your next home non-contingent on the sale of your present home. Now, I am saying this because of the reality of things. For example, I just put a home on the market yesterday. I kid you not, I've got 42 showings on the stinking thing. And my phone, I've had to charge the battery probably 3 or 4 times from all the agent calls. And offers are coming in, and they're getting sorted into different piles. They're getting sorted into cash offers with the least amount of inspections, financed offers with or without inspections, and then contingent offers, meaning they have to sell a home before they can purchase my client's home, are sort of going at the bottom of the pile. That's the reality of things, my friends. So if you can, and you're comfortable with this, consider purchasing non-contingent. Now, the other thing that maybe you're like, oh, how do I do that? How do I do that? Here's how you do it. Here's the easiest way. I think you need to explore becoming a landlord. Maybe you're like, why on earth would I ever put myself through that craziness of being a landlord? Well, because here's what we can do. The mortgage lender can use any lease that you get on the property to help offset any mortgage debt that you have on your present residence. And you can hire a property manager to talk to tenants, deal with broken toilets and all of that stuff. Do it to get yourself in the door. Again, my goal is to help you get that home and tell you the reality of where your offer is going to sit if you're contingent on the sale of your homes, my friends. So really work with them, see if this is a possibility for you. You have to be comfortable with it too, because at the end of the day, you potentially, if you don't lease out your home or the tenant doesn't show up and maybe flakes out on you, you may have 2 mortgage payments to pay. So now that you have all the stuff done with the lender, we're gonna still involve them in this next step here in step number 4. And you need to set a budget on what this home purchase price is ultimately going to be. And you've got to set almost 2 budgets here. You've got to set a budget of what's my budget for new homes that come on the market and what's my budget for existing homes that have been on the market. And you may be saying to yourself, why would I set 2 different numbers here? Because the reality is this. When a home first comes on the market, it's probably when about 85% of the showings occur on a home in this crazy seller's market that we are in. So you need to know if you're hitting refresh 60 times a day on Realtor.com or Zillow to get the latest listings, guess what? There are thousands of other people that are doing the same thing, and you're going to be competing with so many others. So what you need to do, in my opinion here, is set a budget lower on the new stuff that comes out. Say maybe 25 grand, just for round and easy numbers. That number may be $500, $5,000, whatever it might be. You need to set your number a little bit lower because more than likely, at least here in Maryland, you're gonna have to fight and potentially go over the asking price to purchase this particular home. Now, let's look at the second number. And here's where I want to go with that. Homes that have been on the market for a while. This is where you can strike gold, my friends, because you can set a number here and be quite a bit more aggressive with things and get more favorable terms. And we'll get into that here in one of the next steps. I'm going to walk you through how that process works. But set a budget for homes that have been on the market a little while longer, because I'm telling you, that's where the gold is. If an agent did a crappy job of taking photos on the property, if they did a crappy job of creating the online presence or branding around the property, this is your time to get in there and take what's yours. So again, you got to set your budgets, know your payments, know your cash to close, how much it's going to cost you out of pocket before you even really get out there to find a house. All right, we are chugging along here at step number 5. And this is the time you give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or schedule your own one-on-one Zoom appointment by connecting with a local real estate agent. You need to work with somebody who's in the trenches, who knows the market, who knows the neighborhoods, who can guide you, fill you in on the good, bad, and ugly of any area that you are interested in. In addition to that, working with an independent agent, they're going to have local knowledge. They may have properties that they're bringing to market that they're going to be able to talk to you about. My brokerage, we have a group, dedicated Facebook group, where we all share listings that we have coming on the market. And we do this so that all our clients can get access to these deals beforehand. So what you're going to want to do is to ask the agent all the questions you need to know about any particular home or neighborhood, but also if they know of any off-market properties, because my friends, tons of deals are being made off-market these days. And again, you need to have your own agent here. And that is the next sort of segue that I want to put on this. When finding an agent, a lot of times people stumble across agents, maybe going to an open house. Maybe something popped up on Facebook and they reach out to the agent. 95% of the time, maybe even 99% of the time, that is the listing agent for the property. And when you call them to buy a house, guess who they work for? It isn't you. They work for the seller. So why would you want to call that listing agent to get information about this particular property, knowing that if you share too much, guess what their job is? Their job is to tell the seller what you wanted to know. So you want to go out and hire your own buyer's agent and have them dedicated and working for you. God forbid you had to go to, a court case. You wouldn't go up to the defense's attorney and say, hey, can you represent me too? It's the same in real estate, my friends. Buyers got to have their own agent. Sellers got to have their own agent. And if you stick with that plan, you got somebody in your corner, whether it's us or somebody else, you're going to be setting yourself up to get a really, really good deal. And more importantly, you're going to know that you're, accurately represented and going to be taken care of in your transaction. All right, step number 6. Guess what? Now it's time to really start looking at homes, but we're only going to look digitally first, right on our computer screens here. And what I want you to ask your agent to do is this. I want you to ask them to search for homes that have been on the market 21 days or more that are within your budget. I want you to do that because right now in this seller's market, if a home is not getting staffed up in a few days to a few weeks, the market is telling us that there's something wrong with it. Meaning that it might be overpriced. The photos may be terrible. The location might not be the greatest. It might be right next to a new highway that's going to be going in. Who knows? Or it might be that, quite honestly, they hired an idiot to put their freaking home on the market and they didn't know what they were doing. And guess what? These sellers are leaving thousands of dollars on the table. So look, and telling you, that is one like honeypot that I go and hunt in all day long, is those homes over 21 days old. Second thing I want you to look at are homes that have recently come back on the market, meaning that they went into contract. Someone wrote an offer on it, it got accepted, and then for some reason or another, that offer or that deal didn't work out, and now they're back on the market. You want to talk about somebody who's stressed? Go find sellers that are back to active. They are pulling their hair out of their head. They're ready to wring their real estate agent's neck because the deal slipped through the cracks, something didn't work out, and they are a nervous mess. Here's what you can do. This is your chance to be the hero, okay? You can go in there and save the day for them by providing a good offer, but it's also an opportunity for you to get a deal because let's face it, they've probably already got moving trucks scheduled, boxes packed, kids getting ready to be enrolled in schools, etc. And this is your opportunity to sort of come in and save the day for them and really potentially sneak in and get a great home at a bargain price. Now, sometimes there are inspection issues and the home comes back on the market for a bad inspection. It does happen, but the majority of the time, it's financing, especially in this rising interest rate environment that we're in. So my friends, there you go. You really got to hunt and find the deals and really sort of know where you can get those deals before going out and looking at places. All right, we got 3 more steps. But before I jump into those 3, if you are finding value in this video, can I ask a quick and easy favor from you? Would you mind hitting the like button down below? It's the one that looks like a thumbs up, just like this. By doing that, you are helping me in my goal to make this the #1 channel all across YouTube and the world for that matter about living here in Maryland. And by doing something as small as clicking one button on your mouse, you really help me out. Now, in addition to that, if you want a gold star here, ask a question, drop it in the comments down below. Let us know how we did on this video. If it sucks, tell us it sucks. Plenty of people do. But our goal naturally is to provide you valuable information that you can use in the home purchasing process here in the state of Maryland and inform you on all the great things and what life is like here in Maryland. So please ask those comments down below. But with that said, let's get back into it. I've got 3 more steps for you, and you gotta stick around for all 3 of these, my friends. All right, here we go. Step number 7. This is where it gets good and it gets fun. My friends, it's time to write your winning offer. You and your real estate agent are gonna sit down and you all are gonna plan this thing out. When you're out there looking at homes, with all the ring cameras and different things that are out there, don't discuss the terms of your offer while you're at the house that you wanna put an offer in on, because the sellers can hear you. And you may be saying, well, they can't do that. Come on, it's the security of their home. If you say anything in their home, there's a good chance that somebody could hear you. So don't do any negotiating or making any comments about homes when you're inside the home, okay? You're gonna basically shoot yourself in the foot and show your hand to the sellers, and you're not gonna get as good a deal as you thought you might. But let's get back into preparing your offer. And my friends, here's how you wanna win. Number 1, this contract is not about you. Yes, I said it. It is not about you. It is about the seller. Remember, we are in a seller's market and the sellers have the keys that you want. And basically, you're gonna do whatever the seller needs you to do. Yep, it's the way it is right now. I hate to say it. Sellers are making out like crazy and it's the reality of things, my friends. So Where I'm going with that is you want to have your real estate agent ask the seller what they're looking for in the terms of the contract. Maybe they need to stay in the home some additional time and could use a free rent back for a few weeks while they transition to their new place. Maybe they don't want to deal with inspections and they inherited the home after a loved one passed away and they're not going to make any repairs. Your goal is to find out what the seller's pain point is and what is most important to them and fill that need the best that you can. Be flexible is my biggest message that I can tell you here when writing up your offer. In addition to that, you have to control the variables that you can control in the contract. You can control the purchase price, your offer price. If you're gonna offer over the asking price, here's what you need to do. You need to come up with a plan. If that home doesn't appraise, what's gonna happen to that amount that you told the seller that you would give them? Is it going to basically fall by the wayside and you're going to ask them to reduce their purchase price? It's not going to fly. It wouldn't fly with me. I wouldn't let my clients sign off on something like that. Is the buyer going to make up a little bit of the difference that they said they would by going over the asking price? Or are they going to make up the full difference? You're going to need to provide assets to show if you are going to make up these additional funds that could be due from you. You're going to need to provide proof to show that you have the money to do that. So be prepared for that. And last thing here, inspections. Here's a way for you to really stand out when going through dozens of offers, when a seller's going through dozens of offers, is if you are able to sort of do inspections while you're showing the property. Many of my home inspectors, they will basically charge an hourly rate because they know the market's competitive and walk the home with you. So while you're planning out where the bed and the sofa and all the stuff is going to go in the house, the inspector is down in the basement looking at all the plumbing and looking at the electrical, and they're really not getting their hands in and getting really dirty. This is more of a verbal report that they're going to give you. You're not going to walk away with a physical report. You're not going to have anything in writing per se other than their verbal opinion of the property. So work with your real estate agent to bring an inspector out, because if you can waive inspections, your offer is going to stand out. Now, let's flash some lights and tell you that I never encourage my clients to waive inspections. I always want you to get a home inspection done for peace of mind and to know what you're getting yourself into. However, unfortunately, my friends, waiving inspections is something that may need to be done in order to get the place that you ultimately want. Step number 8, congratulations, your offer has been accepted. Now it's time for you to get to work. And this, again, is time that you are gonna have to work and you're gonna have to get stuff done. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna get back with the mortgage lender, get your mortgage loan application completed. You're gonna work with your real estate agent to get your inspection set up and get all of those done. And basically, typically, at least with how we work here on our team, is we will schedule the inspections on your behalf and have the inspector come on out and do everything. And you really have to watch that, because not only does the financing have timelines, so does the inspections. Now, the last thing, it may or may not apply to you. If you're purchasing a home that has an HOA or condo association, you need to get a copy of the documents for that HOA or condo association to review the bylaws, the budget, etc. You need to review this stuff. And here in the state of Maryland, you have a limited amount of time to review those documents, because here, this is your escape clause. If you're purchasing a home that has an HOA or condo association, it's when you get those documents, you can say, you know what? I don't like this. I wanted to put a petting zoo in my backyard. I'm out. And you can bail out of the contract, get all of your deposit money back, and move on to the next house. It sucks for the seller, but who are we working for in the end here? If you're calling us, we're your buyer's agent, and we're gonna tell you how you potentially could, if you need to, get out of a contract. So review those HOA and condo docs thoroughly before you continue on with things. Step number 9, guess what? You're getting ready to cross the finish line, my friends. It is closing day, and here's what's gonna happen. Typically about a day or two before the closing day, either myself, the title company, or your mortgage lender are gonna give you a call and say, hey, you know what? You're closing in a few days on your house and you're gonna be a homeowner. You need to send the title company this amount of money, and they're gonna send you an amount of money, and hopefully it coincides with what you originally signed on for when you completed your mortgage loan application. So gone are the days of writing a personal check, even getting a cashier's check. You are gonna have to go to your bank and wire the money directly into the title company. So make sure you get their wire instructions to get that done. Next thing, you're gonna do a walkthrough of the home that you're getting ready to purchase either the night before or the morning of your closing or shortly there before. And you're gonna walk through, make sure everything works, make sure the stove works, the microwave, the dishwasher, make sure the hot water is on, all of that. Go and test everything. And then finally, you're gonna take a trip to your real estate agent's office. Maybe you're going to the title company's office, or maybe you're even meeting at a Starbucks to sign your documents for the purchase of this new home. Now you're gonna have to sign, quite honestly, like a mountain load of paper. You're gonna get writer's cramp, but in the end, after all of that is done, the best thing is gonna happen. We're gonna flip you keys and tell you, you just purchased a house, my friends. So there you go. That's how you purchase a home in this incredibly competitive market here in 2024. Now, if you are thinking about purchasing a home, I wanna interview to be your real estate agent. My team and I, we stand ready and want to help you on this journey, but we just need one thing for you. We need you to reach out to us, so please give us a call, shoot us a text message, send us an email, or better yet, schedule that one-on-one Zoom appointment so we can get online and basically map this whole process out for you. Now, before you go, I want you to check out this next video right here. This is gonna be your next step in learning more about life here in the great state of Maryland. So, my friends, remember, my team and I, we have your back. From Baltimore, down the bay, all the way to the beaches of Ocean City, we have you covered. Until the next video, my friends, stay safe and we'll talk soon. Take care.